Hey guys, happy to be back for another video in this channel. Today we're gonna continue with the little creature that we were designing yesterday, and we're gonna see where this goes. I would like to remind you that all of our courses are here in the description, so if there's something that you like and you want to check out more of our stuff, just make sure to check out the description there for the links. Also, by the way, we are almost ready. The Marmoset course is finished. It's done. I've already delivered all the files, so we're just waiting for the final things for this to be released. Expect of course, a very nice sneak peek of the release video once we have it out. But it's coming. It's coming. I think it's really good. I put a lot of effort into it. There's a lot of very cool exercises and a lot of information, so hopefully you guys will like it. So this is the little guy that we were working with yesterday. This is the idea after we iterated a couple of guys right here. So we ended up kind of like combining two of these guys into this sort of like interesting little guy. So we're gonna jump into Zbrush now. And we're going to start blocking him out. Now, there's several ways to block him out, but I want to do like a traditional way, which is going to be Dynamesh. I know we've done C-Spheres before. Oh, by the way, I can't remember who did the comment. Someone commented that we should do a realistic character next time. That's the next one. That's gonna be the next one. I promise we're gonna go back to sort of realistic stuff, because yeah, I've been doing a lot of stylized lately, and I kind of miss doing those ones as well. So this is the shape, and I'm immediately gonna jump into Dynamesh right here just to make sure that we are into Dynamesh. There we go. And I'm just gonna start pushing and pulling the whole thing. Now, some people like to use whatever sketches we have, like this guy right here. We could use it. Since this is a sort of like a creation, I'm just gonna kind of like wing it. Is that the proper way? I'm just gonna be inspired and follow with this thing. So I know that this guy is gonna be a Cyclops. Now I don't want him to be super cartoonish, so I'm actually gonna make the eye slightly smaller. I think in the concept it was a little bit too big. Like this is almost the size of the head, and that kind of makes it look a little bit too unrealistic. So let's go a little bit smaller, something like this. I think. There we go. We smooth this out, of course, and when control and drag out to soften this up. Now for the mouth, I'm still debating whether to have like a chimp nose and like a muscle or nozzle. Is that the proper word? So let's start with this and see where this goes, and then we're just gonna see. So yeah, that kind of looks okay. I'm gonna use my snake hook. BSH is the shortcut for a snake hook. And the snake hook is going to allow me to really pull the horns out like this. Eventually, I'm going to make this horn shorter, but right now I'm going to keep it like this. So yeah, like I don't like the mouth. That definitely does not work. I don't think it's going to work as nicely. So I'm going to go for something a little bit different. Ooh, I kind of like this shape. Something like this. What do you guys think? He's supposed to be friendly, right? Like I think we got friendly, Savannah, and the mammal. Those were the main things. So yeah, I mean this could be kind of friendly. I'm trying to think about what kind of animal this could be derivated from, and I know we had this sort of like quadruped kind of guy. So here I'm gonna show you a nice little trick. It's very common. I'm just gonna use a mask, and with W, I'm gonna scale this out to create like the shoulders, like that. Dynamesh. Let's just trim dynamic again to kind of like soften this guys up. And then from the bottom part here, we're gonna bring this down. So that's like the arm. Dynamesh. And then mask this out and bring this down and forward. It's gonna be like the little hands. See that? So I like that. I like that shape. And then on this back side, I'm going to show you another technique that you can use as well, which is the, we can use the insert multi-mesh. So here we have the insert multi-mesh tools, and these are just base meshes that we can use. So for instance, let me see if we have like a leg or something here. Actually, we don't. I'm going to do something very crazy here. I am going to go into my tools, and I'm going to load the dog. And then I am going to jump back here to my guy, subtool, append, and we're going to append the dog. There we go. And then on the dog, we are going to isolate this. There we go. And I'm going to erase all of the pieces of the dog except for the hind legs, like this. And then I'm going to say delete hidden. Dynamesh, so that this becomes like a single block. I'm actually going to go into select lasso and hide this thing right here. There we go. Delete hidden, Dynamesh, and we have the hind legs here. Now we just go back here, and I'm of course gonna scale them out, and this is gonna allow me to, I'm definitely gonna make them shorter and wider. So that's a very quick way to create a base mesh for yourself. Now it's only a matter of grabbing this guy, going merge and hitting merge down, and this is gonna create this thing. There we go. So of course we need to kind of like clean this up a little bit. Okay, so I'm thinking like the animals. Let's look at our savanna mammals. That's not it. Savanna mammals. There we go. That should give me a better result. So yeah, I mean we have our typical things, but I think something cool would be like a rhino or like a hippopotamus. I think those are kind of cool, and they're not your typical like a lion or like a gazelle or giraffe. So we can go with something like that. Is the hippopotamus a mammal? Has to be, right? It's on this chart. So I like the hippopotamus, so I'm gonna be using that as a sort of reference. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna start pushing the forms to create this sort of like little guy. So he's supposed to be a critter, and again, as we've mentioned, it's supposed to be stylized. So I don't really mind if he's like super cute or super weird. Think about games like, again, Mario Bros. Or Ratchet and Clank, like those guys that we've mentioning. Which it doesn't mean that we're not gonna obey anatomy and try to get this thing to work properly. Like we're definitely gonna have to do that. But we can go a little bit crazy here. I'm gonna use my inflate brush here to give him like bigger arms like this. And I think I want to make the arms move inwards. So I'm going to go into my mask lasso here. And I'm going to mask this thing very carefully. If I mask something that I don't want, that's fine. We'll just remove that. And very important, whenever you're moving this, we need to reset the pivot point and move this to the position where the bone actually moves, which in this case is like the shoulder socket. And now we can move this. Oh, invert this. We can move this guys in and do something like this. There we go. It's kind of like we're doing like this sort of like gorilla kind of thing mixed with like a hippopotamus or something. So let's straighten the arms. There we go. There we go. I like that. So that looks interesting. I'm definitely wanna like, if I take a look at the hippopotamus, it's like a big mouth coming forward. Let's see if this works. Now I think I like my first idea better, like this one. But let's do something interesting. Let's give him like a big chin. Maybe like an underbite kind of thing. Yeah, I like this. I like this underbite. That looks interesting. Now I think we can split the horns. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the horns here, both of them, and I'm gonna go all the way down to polygroups, and I'm gonna say group visible. So now you can see that we have those as a separate piece. Now I'm gonna select those, invert, and say group visible, so that we only have two polygroups, which is the horns and the body. And now with that, I'm gonna go subtool, split, and I'm gonna say group split, and say okay. So now these horns are a different piece, and we can just dynamesh and clean them up a little bit. And that way, I always recommend my students to do this with their horns and stuff like this, because otherwise things look very, very bad. Very like they just look like they're like glued together on top of the thing, and not like they're coming out of the inner side. So I'm gonna make this horn smaller, of course, to get this sort of like asymmetry. Let's twist it out as well a little bit. There we go. I like that. And then let's invert the mask. And this one again. This is something that I actually struggle with a lot. And one of my teachers always tried to push me, and I was like, it's just not in my nature. So I'm gonna actually do it consciously here. I'm gonna push the silhouette. And the reason why I tend not to do it is, I don't know, it feels weird to me to be super asymmetrical. But this sort of thing, as you can see, it gives a lot of life and a lot of very interesting designs to the whole thing. So here, we're definitely going to be sculpting asymmetrically now, because of course this horn is going to be super, super big. So we're going to have like a really, really big volume here. Not everywhere, right? Like the arms and stuff, those are still going to be sculpted symmetrically, legs as well. But this like big horn right here is definitely going to be a little bit weird. And then same for this one. Let's flatten some of this effects over here, or this part of the head, and then just create a little connection or or yeah, connection point right over there. There we go. There we go. There we go. And that's it. So as you can see, we have a very nice base mesh. Now I'm gonna append my my eye, which is gonna be important. So append. How is it pronounced? I'm just gonna push this forward, and again, it's gonna make it slightly small, like this. There we go. That looks good. Now for the mouth, let's do a little bit more detailing here. So let's see if there's an animal that has like an underbite that we can use as reference. Okay, yeah, a pit bull. It's definitely one that has that sort of thing, like a llama. In Spanish, we call them llama, which it's the same way in which we say flame. It's very interesting. Language is super interesting, right? You guys know about that. I would love to learn a little bit of other languages. Is it Hindi in India? I think it's Hindi, right? Is that the one? I don't want to be committing a social suicide here. Hindi? Yeah, that's the one, right? That's one. I believe that's one of the languages that you guys might utilize. Yeah. No. Okay. North India. So maybe in South India they use a different one. I definitely need to learn a little bit more about you guys. So let me know in the comments. Give me a little bit of history lessons. Just some basic stuff. Don't get too political. I'm always happy to learn that sort of stuff. So yeah, I like this underbite. Look at that. Like this guy is looking a little bit more interesting. Now, I don't want to make this video super long. I want to keep it like a short series. So I'm just gonna do a quick blocking of anatomy, and I want to show you a very cool trick about arms. So arms, usually we have something called the deltoid, which is like this big shoulder muscle right about here, which in this case this character would have. And then on the front, I would expect to see the bicep, which would be something like this. Now arms, the upper arm is usually very flat on the sides, and it has the volume on the front and on the back. So here on the back, I would expect to see the tricep, which is another one of those like very big muscles here. So I'm gonna make him, it's gonna be like a buff little guy here. So I would expect him to be quite buff. Again, friendly. Maybe he just eats like fruits and berries, but he's really strong and defends himself from predators. Now on the lower arm, we're gonna have something called the flexors, which are gonna be on the inside actually, which would be over here, and the extensors, which would be on the outside. There's also a couple of other muscles that are really important, but here I just wanna like get the general like silhouette and forms into the thing. And then here on the arms, I want to have like the knuckles. He will be able to grab like things. We will be working on the hands a little bit more in depth. So if we're using the hands like this, you can see that thumbs are on the inside. So I would expect the thumb to be like here. So it's just a blocking. This is just a blocking, and this will allow us to see what things are working, what things are not working. Is he too like weird? Is he too like interesting? Like I think he's funny looking. He looks kind of fun. So if I were playing like a game, I'm thinking about you know, like this No Man's Sky, right, where you explore a lot of different galaxies, and then you find this galaxy that's like a savanna, and in the savanna you find this guy's right here. So he looks a little bit demonish, right, like a little imp as well. So we're gonna have to find a way to undemonize him and make him more like a little animal. Definitely gonna buff him out here on the legs. So let's add a little bit more volume here. I'm thinking about giving him, should we do it? Should we give him the little like baboon little like cute little bum right there? That's interesting. We mentioned maybe a little bit of fur and those little like spikes. So I mean, I'm trying to think, how would this work? So is fur something that we want is the question. Yeah, I'm thinking this would be like dogs, right? Like I kind of want them to behave like dogs in the savannah. So that's why I'm going for this sort of like look. So they will be friendly. So if you find them and you pet them and you help them find like fruits and something, maybe they'll help you with finding an item or guarding you against some enemies and something. So yeah, I like him. I think we're in a good position. So this is roughly here. I'm gonna of course get rid of symmetry. This will be my process, guys. As you can see, we've evolved from this guy right here, which was just an early idea to this one right here. Now, I'm not sure about the little butt right here, so let's try something different. Let's try the tail. So I'm gonna do it like in a snake hook. Yeah, that looks better. That looks way better. So of course, let's go back and use symmetry. Oh, I'm gonna try to go like really straight here. There we go. Dynamesh. Smooth it out, and then with move. Usually, when you sculpt tails, you don't want to give them gesture. You kind of sculpt them in place. But in this guy, I kind of want to have some gesture. Because I mean, we are gonna give him a retopology and everything, but I just don't want him to look super static. So there we go. Not bad for 15 minutes, right? Just 15 minutes of quick sketch, and we're in a very good position. So this is what I would do. This is kind of like my process when I'm creating stuff and when I'm trying to just generate some interesting and cool idea. So I'm gonna stop the video right here, guys. We're gonna stop here. I know this looks super ugly for those of you that are watching the series while the other videos have not yet released. Just wait. We're gonna be doing this for the next couple of days, so we're gonna be moving forward. Every single concept that we do, every single work, at first it looks super horrible, super unfinished. That's why we call them works in progress. And we might find that there's a couple of things that don't work on this concept, and we'll fix them, and then yeah, just let's find whatever works and work with that. So I do like this thing. Like I can't imagine this little guy like running around. Like imagine a little game where they're like just running around on the on the background doing like crazy stuff. I think we're gonna have some success. Of course, colors later on is gonna help a lot. Texture, of course, is gonna help a lot. But right now, I really like where this is going. So I'm gonna stop the video right here, guys. Let me know what you think. Let me know if this is looking good. Maybe give me some ideas. Let me know what would you change. Would you change the hands? Would you change the back foot? Should we give him like hoofs instead of hands or claws or something? Let me know. Let's make this a little bit more collaborative process, and I'll be happy to take some of your advices into consideration. And yeah, that's it for now, guys. I'll see you back tomorrow. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, do everything that you guys know. And yeah, I'll see you back tomorrow. Bye, guys.